Let's talk through the answers to the quiz first, and then we'll take a look at the challenges. Question 1, what can you use a view for? Check all that apply. The answer is B, creating a list of content, and C, creating pages. We've looked at a couple different ways to create pages, but we were able to create a page that contains a list of our content with views, and these other two options, adding a field to a content type and installing a module, are done with other forms. Question 2, what does the filter criteria option do in a view? Check all that apply. The answer? C, filters content based on the value of a field. It doesn't convert your content to sepia, though image styles, which we'll cover later, can convert images to black and white. It doesn't filter out which fields to display. That's done with the field settings in a view. And the field settings also determine the HTML element to be used for a field. All right, question 3. Why is it good to create data models instead of adding content as formatted HTML? And the answer is A, B, C, and D. There are so many good reasons to model data instead of just using blurb of text, and these are probably the most important. Question 4, which best describes a content type? And the answer? D, a collection of fields. A content type isn't a node, though a node is a content type. A view can use content of a content type, and views is the most common way of viewing multiple pieces of content. A content type just provides the structure for that content. And question 5, what is a node? And the answer? C, a piece of content. Okay, now let's talk through the challenges. So our first challenge was, instead of changing the elements used for the requirements field to span, remove the label and use the rewrite results option to get the same effect. So to achieve this requires a little bit of exploration. So here in our view, we have our requirements field, and if we click it, under the style settings, we have the customize field HTML and customize label HTML. So instead of customizing the label, let's uncheck that. And let's even uncheck the customize field HTML. So what we want to do is rewrite the results. So I'll click that and click override the output of this field with custom text. And in the text, what we're going to do is start with a replacement pattern that contains the content of the requirements. So I'm going to copy this field requirements here, including the double brackets, and I'm going to add the requirements label here in front of it. And I'll click apply. Let's take a look. Okay, so this looks good, except we have our label showing up here. Let's remove that. I'm going to go back to the field, and let's uncheck create a label and click apply. There we go. We'll talk in more detail about rewriting fields later. Okay, let's take a look at our second challenge. Create a view to display a list of content with the basic page type. Okay, back on our site, what we're going to do is go to Structure, Views, and Add New View. And I'm going to call this Delete Me. Anytime I create content that I don't intend on keeping around, I'll use the phrase Delete Me. And we're going to show content of all type basic page. And we'll create a page for now. We'll leave everything at the defaults, click Save and Edit, scroll down, bam, we've got our view. That one was pretty simple. And then finally, let's delete this view to get it out of the way. We don't need that anymore. And our third challenge, add a text field for creator to the tour types. Add the creator to the different tours, and then add the field to the view, then delete the field. Okay, so what we're doing here is adding that last field from the spreadsheet to our data model. So I'm going to go back to the site. So we need to add a new field. So we'll go to Structure, Content Types, Tour Types, and then Manage Field. Let's add a new field. Let's use plain text, but we'll use short here, so text plain. For the label, we'll put Creator, and we'll click Save and Continue. We'll leave this at one value. I'll click Save Field Settings. We'll leave all of this at the defaults. I'll click Save Settings again. And now we need to update all of the tour types with the creator. So I'm going to click on Content. So what I'm going to do is click Edit next to each one of these and open them up in a new tab. I'm just holding down Command as I'm clicking this to do that. This way I know when I've edited all of them because all of the tabs will be gone. So we'll start with Extreme Snorkeling. I'm going to go back to our tour types. Extreme Snorkeling is Phil Terry, so I'll just copy that and we'll paste it in the creator, save and keep published. Cathartic Tunneling, and I'll fast forward through the rest of these. Now we want to add this field to the display of the tour types. So let's go to Structure, Views, and let's sort this by tour types. Click Edit. Under Fields, let's add a new field. We'll type in Creator right here. I'll click it. I'll click Add and Configure Fields. Click Apply. Scroll down, and there we go. Now we have our creator. And then the final step we need to take to complete our task is to delete the field. So I'm going to go to Structure, Content Types, Tour Type, Manage Fields. And for creator here, I'm going to click the drop-down button and click delete. It gives us some details about the different aspects of the site that this will affect. It's going to affect our form and our view. We know that. Let's click delete and done. Let's head back to the overachiever rater and see what our new status is.